Man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Look, here's the thing, man. This movie, no spoilers, no spoilers. This movie is the greatest comic book movie that has ever been made, right? There's never been a better comic book movie than this. And yes, I'm including Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, all that kind of stuff. The only reason why Avengers Endgame and Infinity War were so good is because of the last 10 years that we spent building up to it. Judging those movies on their own merits and leaving out the 10-year nostalgia, this movie is absolutely better than both of those movies. Now, having said that, the soundtrack was phenomenal. I firmly believe soundtracks is what make great movies, right? The soundtrack was amazing. You know what it reminded me of? And anybody who goes to see this movie, if you've seen it, will probably feel the same way. It reminded me of the Intergalactic visual album by Kid Cudi that was on Netflix. Dude, that thing was amazing. It won all kinds of awards and stuff. It was phenomenal. This feels a lot like that. Like, it was great. Now, having said that, right, again, no spoilers. Having said that, Miles Morales is on full display in this movie. And son, Miles is amazing in this film. He's phenomenal in this film. It is, I'm sorry, I'm so excited, people. It's an exciting movie, man. So here's the thing. It builds off the first one, right? It builds off the first one, the idea that Miles is like figuring himself out, all that kind of stuff. By the time you get into this one, it's like full-blown Miles, right? But there's a point where Miles, I don't want to use like a fairy tale kind of nonsensical thing where like he starts to believe in himself or whatever it is. But like it's one of these things where like he starts to step into his own and gain his own powers, his own abilities, push his powers to the limit. It gets crazy what he's capable of. But all of this, like as cool as Miles was and as fun as Miles was, he had nothing on Miguel O'Hara. Son, Spider-Man 2099. Now here's the thing. What I was hoping for when they made the trailer for this one, we got the post-credit scene, we got Spider-Man 2099. What I was hoping for is they were gonna do Miguel O'Hara right, which is to say, give us a version of Spider-Man who's for the most part a dick, but at the same time amazing, and that's exactly what they did. Miguel O'Hara, man, you're gonna hate him and love him at the same time, but this dude is a hoss. Now, having said that, for all the glitz and glamour that he has, right, because the point you saw in the trailer, when you do see the fight between Miles and Miguel O'Hara, right, like, that happens in the movie, and son, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about how, like, Miles, like, when Miles is on full display. Dude, because the fight between the two of them, the fight between Miles and Spider-Man 2099, man, let me tell you something, son, dude, it's not even in hell would you see a massacre like that. Like, literally, Miguel O'Hara runs up on Miles Morales. Miles like, man, son, you better come strong. Boy, man, he takes him for a ride on the pain train. Bro, it was amazing, right? It was amazing. And that's the thing. There's a point when Miguel pisses off Miles. Man, it's like that guy, It's like that guy said to John Lithgow in that movie Ricochet. You didn't beat him, you just pissed him off, and now you're because now he's gonna be out for blood, son. That's exactly what it is. It's amazing. It was phenomenal, right? It was amazing. But here's the thing, right? There's a twist in this movie. And unless you're looking for it, you're never gonna see it coming. And when it hits, you're gonna be like, oh my God, like that was everyone's reaction in the movie theater. It was everyone's reaction in the movie theater. When that moment hit, then it was just like, holy shit, dude, it was nuts, right? It was amazing. And then, man, that ending, son, dude, that ending, son, not gonna spoil anything, but that ending, son, man, it's gonna leave y'all, like literally the movie ended, right? Now it's just like, no! Like, I was so mad. I was like, I need to know what happens next, right? Because, like, you get beyond Spider-Verse, it's like the third movie, right? So, like, it ends and it's just like, but here's the thing, right? A lot of people are kind of curious about the character of Spot. I'm surprised they did what they did. Spot sucks in Marvel Comics. Like, in Marvel Comics, that guy sucks. He hasn't been relevant in years. Like, he never did anything meaningful or useful. The only useful thing he did was appearing in the Jessica Jones comics by Bendis after Secret Wars. And it wasn't even him that was interesting. It was the guy who killed his wife and then was like a serial killer because he remembered the incursions and the collapse of the multiverse. And he knew that like this wasn't their universe because everything was kind of pseudo, so on. It was a whole different, that's a whole different character. It has nothing to do with the Spot. What they did with him in this movie, son, they need to do that in the comics. Dude, Spot in this movie, is amazing. Dude, Jonathan was amazing in this movie. And that's one of the reasons why I love comic book movies so much, especially when they change things up. Because you get these like adjustments and modifications to characters that normally don't matter. I mean, there are exceptions. For example, She-Hulk, she was useless in the MCU. She's useless in the comics too. There's a reason why She-Hulk comics get canceled all the time, right? Girl couldn't hold her own comic to save her life. She's got all this incredible strength, right? If holding her own comic up weighed 5 pounds, she still couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like it's that chick sucks. But the thing about Spot is like they modify and they adjust him, and he's awesome and he's amazing. So I absolutely loved what they did with his character. But this movie, man, between the soundtrack, the Easter eggs, dude, the Easter eggs, the cameos, all that kind of stuff. Dude, it's next level, man. Yeah. It's the best comic book movie that's ever been made. You need to go see it. It's phenomenal. I'm Comics Explained. If I tell you this movie's good, you better believe it. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.